Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Here we are back after a big, long project that we had in the backyard here at Villa Feliz, which many of you know was the pool build back here. Now it's time to get back into the swing of doing other things that have been put on the shelf while we were doing a major project like that. I don't know if any of you have the same feeling like I do, but sometimes after a big project that you do and you complete it, you need a little bit of a break, and then you're kind of confused how to get back into the groove of things that you were doing before. Well, that's what we're doing today. We're going to get back into the groove of doing some projects around the house, and we're going to talk about some of those projects in just a little bit. Well, I think we need to get today started. Now, without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Well, as you know, we are only a couple of days away from that big holiday we call Christmas. It's celebrated widely around the world. And a lot of times people stress out. They stress out during the holiday season. And they stress out a lot of times because it's like, oh, I have to go out and buy all these gifts for all these people. And, you know, it's a stressful time, especially during a time like this, in the middle of a pandemic, and it just puts additional stress on people. But I think the true spirit of Christmas has a lot more to do with other things other than gift giving. All that gift giving has traditionally been a big part of the Christmas season, of the holiday season. And one of the things that I learned moving to the Philippines is that a lot of people they're not so concerned about that monetary gift giving thing that many times in the West we focus really heavily upon. We want to go down and get our Amazon gift card out to our family, or we want to get that special gift, hoping that that gift that we get from them is the thing that will make somebody have happiness inside their heart. But over here in the Philippines, something that I noticed, that I've observed, is what makes you feel good, what brings joy into your heart, is really about family, and it's about sharing the holiday, the Christmas holiday together, and sharing moments. And even if you do gift giving, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on gift giving. There are a lot of things that you can do around your home, which is what I'm doing here this morning. I've been setting aside and putting together plants in the raised bed garden back here, specifically strawberry plants, and giving some of these gifts to some of our friends inside Barangay. To me, something that means really a lot to me, if somebody makes something, they create something themselves, it doesn't matter what it is. It's the effort behind it. It's the emotion that went in, that somebody cares enough for you to do something like that for you, or to be able to do something like what I'm doing this morning. I've got a bunch of the strawberry plants, and I moved them over to the raised bed garden, and I got them started in the raised bed garden. I'm putting them in little planter bags like this, and everybody loves strawberries. And I have many friends inside the barangay. And I have some really special friends inside the barangay. They have done things for me similar to this, given me some fruits and vegetables from their garden. And it's a way for me to share back with them the joy that I got, you know, when I received those items. So what I'm doing, I'm collecting. I'll show you here. You probably saw in the opening all the strawberry plants that I have back here. And there's a few of those friends inside the barangay that I want to give those to for this Christmas season. Again, it doesn't really cost a lot, and it's the thought that really counts, and that's what really makes you feel good down inside your heart. Also, we have another big project that we're doing inside the house, and where we actually did spend a little bit of funds for it. And you know, each year we do a big Christmas. Usually I dress up as Santa Claus. I go into barangay, and collectively we normally have, last year I think over 200 people came to meet Santa Claus, Santa James. I'm Santa's helper. I'm Santa's helper. I'm not Santa, but I'm Santa's helper. And they normally come, and we give out gifts and monetary gifts for the kids and the families. Now this year that we have the pandemic and the social distancing and all the things that are associated with that, to be able to protect ourselves and to be able to protect the community, to keep them from doing something like that, we decided to do something a little bit different this year, and we'll show you that in an upcoming video, what our gift to our community is. And it's mainly for the children. The children are very special, and they all need to have a special Christmas, and hopefully we can help out with the kids of our community. Now let's get back into what I was originally talking about, I believe in the intro this morning. It has to do with some upcoming projects, because I keep getting lots of questions from many of you that are like, all right, now that you're done with the swimming pool project, what is your next project? Now just like Santa's list, who's been naughty or nice, I have a list also of projects, because many of you keep asking him, what is your next project, James? What are you going to do? And we're going to discuss a little bit about some of the upcoming projects in the days and the weeks to come here on My PI Dream. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right, now before we actually get into our topic of what upcoming projects, I just want to show you a few things that I did a little bit of video capture this morning as we were starting today's episode. I want you to, this is my hand. This is a lemon, believe it or not. This is a lemon. This is what I call my Jurassic Park, my Jurassic lemon tree right here. Now I want you to see, and it's really not even ready to pick yet, and it's the size. Oh, I don't know what you would say. This is the size of almost like a cantaloupe down, a small cantaloupe. But this is actually a lemon, and I think. Oh, I have another one right here. You see, it's starting right here, and it's so heavy. What I have to do, I have to use some of this wire, this gardening wire here, and I support it to one of the thicker branches or the trunk of the tree. So this is actually doing really well. Now this isn't typically the kind of lemons that I normally like to use, but it does have lemon, but the skin is very thick. It's almost like a navel orange kind of a thick when you cut into this, but it does have very good lemon juice. I also want to show you our bananas over here that I showed in the intro this morning. Now these bananas here, you can see we're not getting any more of the leaves off of here, but the bananas are still seem to be surviving and slowly maturing, not anything really rapid. We're still in the ground. The reason they're leaning so bad, if you followed the pool series, during the pool build, the first typhoon that came through here, you see it knocked down all of my banana plants that were bearing bananas. And although the plant trunk is kind of damaged to the angle, it seems like the bananas are still okay. They're not rotting, and they're very slowly maturing. I asked my gardener this morning about I said, should we cut these down? Are these going? He said, no, they're still okay. He said, let's just keep an eye on them, and he believes that they'll mature. It's a little longer maturing, maybe because all the leaves are not growing anymore. I don't know, the emphasis on these beautiful leaves that help with the maturing with the bananas, because normally everything comes from the trunk. Every tree, it comes from the roots, the water from the roots up through the trunk into the fruit itself. But he told me, don't cut these down yet. He says they'll be okay. Let's just keep an eye on it. So that's what we're doing here. And I didn't even realize this until yesterday, back here on our Lantundan tree, our banana plant, you see the blossom right here. And you can also, if you come up from a different angle, you can see some of the bananas are actually starting inside here as well. They just keep growing. I can't stop them. I kind of wish they would stop for a little while, because what happens is we get so many bananas around here, and the good thing about it is we can give it to our friends. And of course, the sabah that I planted over on John's lot over here, many bananas are growing right there and growing very nicely. I think that's going to do quite well. One thing I can't do, I cannot end talking about the fruit that's growing in the backyard without talking about our wonderful calamansi. I want you to see, these are so healthy. We buy calamansi all the time from the grocery store, but they're never this big around, never this healthy. And most of the time they're very small, and they're really dotted with kind of what you see a little bit on the back of this, but they're covered with these, what, I don't know if they're blemishes or I don't know what they are, but sometimes there's so much on there, and then they usually go bad after that. Now this really needs picking. They shouldn't really even be getting to this little orange state right here. But what I find out, even when they sort of turn a little orange and you pick these, they still have wonderful sweet calamansi juice inside there. They're a little sour sweet kind of a taste. But this is my pride plant right here. We have two calamansi. We have one here and that one that's on our other island, which it doesn't produce as much as the one I just showed you, but we have this one right here as well. I don't see anything. We picked, you can see I picked all of the calamansi off of here recently, so it's bare right now. We're waiting to see if we can get some blossoms. Now, something I was talking about earlier when we were standing over by the Raised Bay Gardens was what it really means when somebody gives you a gift from their garden or something they make for themselves. And we have many. Villa Feliz garden back here, the backyard, we have so many gifts from people, and they don't realize what it means to us. Like I have two of these. These are Centaurus plants, that one here and that one right there. It's kind of hard to see with this viewfinder right here when I'm trying to point to things. Anyway, these were given to us by Emily, Dave and Emily from Balak Farming with Dave and Emily. They have their own vlog as well. And this was a gift that they gave to us, and it was very, very small when they gave us this plant, and it's doing really good. We still have not gotten any fruits on it, but that's good. I don't really want fruits from these until, because the Centaurus are bigger fruit than the calamansi. So I'm waiting for this to be nice and healthy and can support the weight of the fruit when they bear the Centaurus fruit. And this is the other one right here. Speaking of gifts, you see that coconut tree? That coconut tree was given to us as very small, maybe 1.5 meter tall. We got that from our friend Ramil in the barangay, our local barangay right here, and we call that the Ramil coconut tree. The other two coconut trees that were actually from seedlings from the coconut trees we had to remove from our backyard here to build Villa Feliz. And this tree right here, I don't know if you saw the movie. I think the name of the movie was the traveling pants or the traveling jeans or something like that, where something just keeps moving from place to place to place. Well, our friends Arnell and Sylvia from Canada, who actually have a vacation home not too far from us, maybe about 5 or 7 kilometers away from us here, they gave us this, and this is a Guyabano tree right here, Guyabano tree. And the reason I call this is the traveling Guyabano tree, because this tree has traveled from so many places in our yard, from one place to the other, and the last time we had to move it here is because it interfered with the sidewalk where we have the new swimming pool that we have over here. So this is from, again, and these are just gifts. These are gifts from friends. Now, I want you to see this beautiful lavender, and it's starting to do really well. I moved this around from different places. It didn't do too good over in the shade. Lavender really likes direct sunlight, and I moved it over here, and it gets most direct sunlight during the daytime. In the morning, it's kind of shaded. And this is from our good friend Evelyn. She's a batchmate, what they call batchmate here, schoolmate, what we call in the U.S., of Ness, and she lives in a subdivision very close to us as well, right here. Now, talking about Ness's batchmates or schoolmates that she had when she was in elementary school here in Lipa, one of her good friends, Ariel, who came by to visit one day, you see our dragon fruit, all of our dragon fruit. Well, he gave us one dragon fruit, one. And that one dragon fruit turned into all of these. Look at all these dragon fruits on all 4 posts that we have here, and we have them along the fence along the back of the house as well. Now these are all gifts. These are gifts people have given to us, and you remember things like that, and it really has a value inside your heart when people do such nice, kind things for you. And the world needs kind people, I will tell you right now. And surely I would be amiss if I don't talk about the Michelle the Michelle pineapple plant right here. Now Michelle, I know many of you who followed the Villa Feliz build when I used to live in that apartment in the Barangay, and every morning I would stop by Michelle and Roy's Sorry store, and you'll see that. Please go back if you haven't had an opportunity to go back to the early days from episode 1 on up until pretty much to the end of the build. But Michelle gave us this. This is a pineapple plant that came from Tagaytay. Very sweet, a smaller pineapple, but very, very sweet. And I was hoping to get more. Now this pineapple plant right here is probably 2 or 3 years old. It normally takes 2 years to get a pineapple, but earlier we had it way over here in the corner of the raised bed garden, and it just didn't do much over there. It just stayed really, really small. Now when I moved it over here, of course it gets more sunlight right here, so I expect maybe this summer we'll get a pineapple from this pineapple plant right here. And what we'll do, we'll try to propagate the leaves that come off the top, just like all of these are from leaves. And we have pineapple here, pineapple there, pineapple over there. We have pineapples all over. I said at one time I wanted to have about 20 pineapples all the time, slowly growing, because it takes 2 years to get a pineapple from a pineapple plant. Now, as you see, the dogs have kind of taken over our swimming pool right here. Hapon loves the Aralstone. They have their favorite areas. Hapon loves the Aralstone. Marianne, the bridge. Every morning you will find Marianne sunbathing in that exact spot that you see her right. She's like the queen of the pool. She really enjoys sitting back here. And sometimes what she'll do is she'll look over the edge of the pool. Isn't that right, sweetheart? She'll look over and she'll see her reflection down there, and she'll start barking at herself inside the swimming pool. Where's Marianne? Do you see Marianne down there anywhere? No, you don't, not yet. Huh? Now, I know we were supposed to talk about projects, and we're going to talk about projects here in just a minute, but I thought it was just, it's so important to talk about the gift of giving during the holiday season, especially in the middle of a pandemic. And again, it doesn't take money. For holiday gift giving, special things from your heart. Even if you just say something nice. Saying something nice to somebody, it doesn't cost you anything, and it yields so many dividends and rewards later on. You'll find out, and I think a lot of you know that, especially if you're from the Philippines or if you've lived in the Philippines for a while. Anyway, let's talk about some projects. All right, well, let's talk about some of those projects. And I have a lot of projects, and they're backyard, outside, inside projects. There's a lot of things that have to go on here. But there's no rush. None of it is a priority, and it's based upon my ability to take the time off to have some relaxing time, because remember, I'm retired. And many of you are either retired or thinking about retirement. That's kind of why you look and visit our channel here sometimes. Let's start with some of the projects inside the backyard. You're just following me around all over, aren't you? Well, you can see there's something unnatural about this coconut tree. Coconut trees don't normally have red and black wires rolled up and coming out of the trunk of the tree itself. And what we have here, you can see I have some conduit that's coming out of the ground, and that's where the wire, the wire actually originates behind our waterfall over here. But what this wire is going to be used for landscape lighting, and I'm possibly going to be working a little bit on that today. We want accent lights in the backyard, other than we have lights all on the inside of the fence that illuminate the inside of the yard at nighttime, and it's on a photo sensor, so I never have to touch it. It comes on in the evening time after it gets dark, and it turns off in the morning when it becomes light. So that's automatic. And I am doing the same thing, and I'll show you the control box that's on the back of the waterfall over there. And the reason I've got the waterfall turned off right now is because I'm trying to keep it a little bit quiet so you can hear very easily all the words that I'm saying on today's episode. So anyway, that roll, that spool of wire, we're going to have an accent LED light that points up at this coconut tree, another one that goes up on this coconut tree. We're going to have a couple that are going to highlight the Baje Cubo right there. I have 8 lights to work with, so that's 4 out of the 8. And if I want to put any lights anywhere else, if I want to run them inside the gardens here, anywhere, I can do that. But right now, I'm starting with the 4, and I'll keep the extra wire on there. Let me show you the control box that I was talking about. Now, during our build, what I had our electrician provide wiring for me. This is an electrical outlet right here. I have a switched electrical outlet. I purchased this on Lazada. And what I did, I had the electrician go ahead and wire up power for this right here. So I have one free outlet inside here to hook up any power tool that I want to use in the backyard, and the other one to provide power via this little IEC connection right here to this box right here. And what this box has, go ahead and open it for you. This is what I showed you in a previous episode. Now, I designed this myself. I bought the components. Now, I bought this on Lazada. This is an auto sensing AC to DC transformer, and it's a power supply transformer. And what it does is it takes regular power from the house and it converts it to 12 volts DC for those LED lights that'll be lighting up Baje Cubo Island. I integrated all the wiring. I connected it up to a photo sensor on the outside. So this will do just like our fence lights. When it senses light, it'll turn all the power off. When it's dark, it will turn. So that will turn lights on, and it will provide lights inside. Again, this is the IEC connector, and this right here, I have a speaker wire that's connected to a screw-on adapter. It's easy to remove, and this is what's going to provide power to the lights outside. The wire will come through here. I have a little drip loop right here that goes inside the waterfall life support system inside here. And what it will do is that's where we make our connection. Very easy. And if you're interested in something like this, I have the video that shows this somewhere in my series. I don't know the URL link for that right now, but it's somewhere inside the series. So that's one of the projects that I kind of hope to work on today. Now, another project, we're going to walk down to the basement. I'll show you one of those upcoming projects. And it's relatively easy. I just have to find the time. Now, I know a lot of you are aware that we do live music. Ness and I play around a little bit with the guitar and the bass, and we have a friend of ours, Kit Sanchez, who is our drummer in our little mini band that we have here, mainly jamming. But you'll see behind, it's a mess here, and the reason it's a mess is because I ordered a lot of these acoustic tiles, and acoustic tiles look something like these. You see these acoustic tiles, and these are going to help with sound isolation to prevent a lot of feedback. Now these kind of tiles we're going to use, and we're going to put them on the wall. We're going to put them on the wall on this side, back here, back over there, a removable one right here, because this is our wall that we use for our movie night, for our home projector system to go on this wall. Put some there. I'm not sure about this wall or not right here. I think I have enough to do most of this right now. I might have to order some more of these. Anyway, the whole purpose behind these acoustic tiles is to prevent feedback from your speakers. When you build walls out of concrete, it presents a challenge to people who have audio sound systems, because what happens is sounds bounce on hard surfaces, and what happens sometimes they'll bounce across the wall over there, and they come back and they go back into the microphone, and they create a loop which causes feedback through your speakers, and it makes really, really bad noises. And to be able to quiet that and deaden that, you put up little tiles like these right here. You put them on the wall, and when you put them on the wall, this absorbs a lot of the sound, so the sound cannot bounce back off of these soft tiles because of their acoustic characteristics. And we're going to be putting these here. And you're probably wondering how we're going to do it, and I'll show you when we do it. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to put up some plywood so I don't put any tape or glue or anything and destroy our nice finish on our wall right here. We'll have pieces of plywood. We'll attach these to the plywood, and then we'll mount the plywood to strategic locations throughout our little sound system stage inside here. Another project that I'm working on right now is I have a bad speaker in my rock speaker. From that project, again, did I have a video on how to put music in your backyard. And this is a rock speaker that I gutted all the other stuff out, all the electronics, and I made it into a passive speaker system, added a little RCA jack here. And you can see this also. I have a video for this. If I think about it at the end of today's episode, where I always post 2 links, maybe I'll put, if you're interested in speaker systems for your yard, if you want to have music in your yard, I'll show you the link for this as well. I've already ordered from Lazada a replacement speaker. You can see this is kind of your challenge in the Philippines if you don't have a speaker that was really designed for outdoors, and this one actually was. That's why it has a rubber seal around here, but it's gone bad. The speaker has gone bad. I did all the testing with my electronics, and it's bad, so I have to replace this one right here. I ordered an inexpensive speaker, and we'll get this back online and working. The other one is working fine. We still listen to it in the backyard as well, so we're only listening to one channel. Another project that needs to be completed. And of course, we all remember the exploding generator set. Our gen set right here. This either has to be repaired or it has to be replaced. This is another project that I still have on the table as well. You can see the little oil spill underneath there. What I did, and a lot of people asking, how did your generator blow up? And when I say blow up, I mean it just dumped on our generator pad back here. That was covered with black oil from the generator. During the latest series of typhoons, the 3 typhoons that came through here, during the second typhoon, remember we had 2 Category 3, 2 Signal 3s, and a Signal 1 or a Category 1 that came through during the swimming pool build. But we were using this, and something I didn't realize about these type of generators, these are not meant to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These have an operational time, and it should say the information in the manual, and somehow I missed it. And you're only really supposed to run these like maximum of 8 hours, then you give them a rest time, then you can run them again. Well, I ran this thing for 2 days straight, and it couldn't handle it. It wasn't meant to be done like that. Hence, we had the failure. We had a critical, catastrophic failure of the engine, which dumped the oil out. Whether it can be fixed or not, it probably can. Anything can be fixed because all the other components are probably good inside there. I just have to find the right mechanic that knows about fixing generators. That's another project. Now, one more thing you probably noticed while we're down here in the basement, I want to bring your attention. You see, I have a few of these PVC. This is 1/2-inch PVC, and what you can do with this, which is what I purchased this for, and this is for the landscape lighting project that's outside. The landscape lighting wire that's used is you cannot bury it directly into the ground. You have to put it in something. So to protect the wire, you'll use something just like this right here. You'll have PVC, you'll bury this, you'll run the wire through it, you'll pull the wire through, you'll have something like what they call GI wire over here. It's a rigid wire, semi-rigid wire, and you'll tie it one end and you'll pull all the wire through for the long run. That's what I'm going to be using this for right here. But while I'm here, I thought this is an awesome opportunity to talk about the difference between the 2 kind of wires that you would normally use in your yard outside for landscaping or for speaker wires, and that has to do with its ability to resist corrosion. And normal wire that you're going to get, similar to this, this is regular speaker wire. This is what you could use in your car, you could use for your house speaker systems. This is a typical 14 gauge wire, and normally typically you would use between 12, or maybe 10 to 18, but 14 is the most typical that you'll probably use for speaker wire. Now, you can't bury this in the ground, because what will happen eventually, this insulation on the outside will end up coming off and crack and break, and you'll have to replace this after a few years. It will only last a very short time, especially here in the Philippines with all the moisture that we have. For that reason, you would have, if you want to do direct burial, this is speaker wire also, you see, and this is also, I believe this is 16. I believe this is 16 gauge speaker wire. But you can bury this, and this will last for years and years and years without any problem. And you'll see, if you can see right here, it says on the wire, it says direct burial. So if you're thinking about doing an outdoor landscape speaker project, you want to find something just like this. You normally don't find electricity wires that are direct burial. Normally you can, but normally you don't. Normally what you do, you use conduit like this, PVC conduit, to be able to protect your wire. All right, now it's getting ready to rain. I was getting ready to work here inside the backyard and work on that lighting project. But I thought this would be a great opportunity to get some shout outs in. And listen, don't skip the shout outs, because what I was just saying earlier in the episode today, what makes things very special in people's lives are these little things. And little things like shout outs mean a lot to people. So we're going to do some shout outs, and it's starting to drizzle now, so we're going to try to get the several shout outs in. And we have some very early, basically belated, and some very late. And the first one is a very belated and an advance for something. And it's from a family that lives in Savannah, Georgia. And I'm going to have to read this. Let me read it to you. It was a very nice email that somebody sent to me. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this for you. And this comes in from Dawn Skinner Deppen. Dawn Skinner. And she says, good morning. Hope all is well in 2020. Treated you great. I'm sending you this message because my parents are huge fans and always watch your videos. My mom is from the Philippines, as well as their anniversary is coming up in on the 28th. So that's our anniversary shout out for your parents. And oh, by the way, the parents, their names are Charlotte. Everybody calls her Bing, and Michael. Michael. And again, they are in Savannah, Georgia. So anyway, she continues to say, my dad was originally going to reach out to you to see if a shout out could be done for my mom on December 3rd for her birthday, but it's been a crazy, and she goes into surgery in the morning, so unfortunately he didn't get around to it. So when we heard a plan recently, I hope you could do the shout out. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the shout out to both your mom and dad, and we want to wish your happy anniversary and happy birthday to your mom. We're going to continue doing some, since we have so many of these great shout outs here this morning. I want to pass on to you some of the comments that we received from many of you, the subscribers and the viewers. And our next shout out, it's a belated one. It's for December 19th. As you know, we haven't done any videos probably in the last 5 days, something like that, because we're recovering from this big pool project right here and catching up on our normal day-to-day life stuff here. Anyway, this comes in for December 19th, and it is a birthday shout out, and it's coming in from Dennis Mosley to his wife, his wife Nina. Anyway, Dennis is a big subscriber. He is up in Detroit, up in Motor City, and always sends such great comments and emails directly to us and Facebook and all kinds of stuff. And he's a really cool guy. And his wife, a very lovely Filipina. Anyway, this is what the shout out, the custom shout out that Dennis asked for his wife Nina. And it says, hey, here's a shout out for you. That fiery flame of Zambales, the jewel of San Felipe, Her Majesty, my very own Splendorina wife Nina, aka Casinia.
You have to repeat that. You have to repeat that.
So that said, the correct pronunciation, Casinia. I think that's what I said, Casinia. For her 68th birthday on December 19th. Well, anyway, to you, Nina, we want to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And also for December 19th, a belated birthday going out to Chris Angelo Ladiosa. And he is turning, how old is he turn? He turned 30 on the 19th. As well, on December 20th, a belated birthday goes to David Soto from Cagayan de Oro in Mindanao, the city of friendship. His wife Christy said they both watch My PI Dream every day, and David is a big DIY kind of guy. And she's sure a birthday shout out would really put a smile on his face. Well, anyway, David, hopefully we will put a birthday smile on your face today.
Yeah.
And our next shout out is a belated birthday shout out. It's a dual birthday shout out and anniversary shout out. Wedding anniversary shout out to a couple of our favorite people in the world from Canada, who are going to be our neighbors right here in the Philippines.
We just talked to them for 4 hours yesterday.
So anyway, this next shout out goes to the birthday shout out goes to Vilma Newberg. Again, they're going to be our Canadian neighbors right across the street from us here. And also on that same date, they're both celebrating or have celebrated their 29th wedding anniversary. So they get a double on that one. And a belated birthday by only one day. We're only one day behind on this one right here. December 22nd. Nick is turning 60. That beautiful young 60 age. He and his wife Lily live near Seattle, Washington. They'll be looking at properties here in the Philippines for a possible retirement location in 2021. Just a month away. Just a few weeks away. They'll be starting to look over here as well. And that's it. I think that's it for our birthday and anniversary shout-outs. Wait. That is not all. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, and now for our just for the heck of it our category. And it's only this one time. Good. Don't be sending in just for the heck of it shout-outs, please. We have so many of these. And the just for the heck of it shout-out goes to Mila and Patrick Higgins. Mila's family is in Rosario, but they are now residing in Chicago, Illinois. Her husband is British, and he is now living in the U.S. despite the busy schedule. She says they must, in all capital letters, watch the vlog before they go to bed each night. So anyway, that is our just for the heck of it shout out. Now from right here in the backyard of Villa Feliz, we want to wish all of you that had a previous birthday or a current birthday, we want to wish you happy birthday. And to all of you who had an anniversary, we want to wish all of you a happy anniversary. And to you, one of you who had the just for the heck of it, we want to wish you a just for the heck of it. Now I don't know where the day went today. We had a lot of rain on and off. It was spotty, and every chance that it was dry, I was outside doing something, and I got part of the lighting kit installed, and it was just for the power supply. And I'll kind of show you what I did back here. So back here, I managed to get the little plug-in that goes through this little drip loop here, so that we don't get any water going inside, and all the wires and all stay dry on the inside of the little pump room here. So this is done, and I tested it. I used an ohm meter to make sure we don't have any shorts, and I tested also, I plugged it in with I found an IEC, but it was too long, an IEC cable, and this is where I found a problem. My problem is these are very neatly designed, but they're neatly designed for a 90-degree socket. Plug that goes into the socket right here. So when you put it in, and then the little wire goes through here, and it becomes almost waterproof, this container. It's definitely weatherproof. I don't know about waterproof, but it's weatherproof. So I have no 90-degree plugs, so I can't do a full permanent connection here between this unit right here and my little box. I tested out the photo sensor. I put my glove over it, and it worked great. So what I have to do, and I ordered it today, I ordered a IC, I think they call it a C13 with a 90-degree. Anyway, so I ordered it, and it will go straight down here, and it will plug in, it will loop and plug in over here. I just have to wait for that to come in, and I expect that to come in the next 2 or 3 days. It's actually local. I sorted on Lazada looking for local here for delivery instead of coming from China, and they're all over the place here. So we'll get that soon, and it'll work. But the 12-volt DC going to the end, everything is great. The photo sensor worked when I took my glove off it. It turned off the power, which would simulate it being daylight, and you don't want power going to your lights. So that's all good. So another day we'll finish that one up. Well, as you can see, I'm real happy with the filtration. The water in the pool just looks absolutely great, and I haven't added any of the chemicals. I haven't added any chlorine yet since they completed the project, which was, I don't know, about a week ago that everything was completed here. So it's about time for me to put some chlorine. But I just want to show you that, and this is just from the filtration system using the DE filter from Hayward. Look how clear the water is everywhere inside this pool. Even the areas around where the chairs, the little sandy beach areas here. What do you think? You think it looks good, Hupon? Yeah, he thinks it looks good. But he doesn't go near the water. He is so afraid of the water. Now that's about it for today. I know a lot of people asking, where are you? When are you going to start doing new projects? When are you going to do the project? You guys are asking me when am I going to do the project where I take all of the archive footage of the pool build and put them all into one type of a video so you can see from beginning to end. I will be working on that very soon, but I have many other things that I left behind that I have to catch up on while we were doing the pool build. But when I get all that, I will be putting that really fun. I think it's going to be a really fun video. What do you think, Hopon? You think it's about time to close for today? Yeah, we're going to close. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it amusing. I hope you found it informative. I hope you just enjoyed spending time with me here in the backyard of Villa Feliz. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share it. And if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MPID dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and notified the next time we upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.